Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going through some basically other team ideas for the Aurora squad. There are some people who have even broken 110 billion damage today, but basically the team concept is going to be similar to what we showed in the video that we uploaded right after reset. Frester and Harak on team number 1 with 3 other light bear heroes with the frontline spell. These are the teams which are doing the best for right now. And then on team number 2, Resonating Spell with Marilee and Corin on the buff tiles. However, this team apparently is doing better having Sonya there rather than Rowan. Because Rowan, I guess, is not actually providing that much to the team. Like, if Rowan is off the energy tile, then the energy generation he provides is not that valuable. And it would be better just to have a higher damage dealer. For example, like the Sonya here, who can buff up both Marilee and Corin, and also her damage alone is pretty good as well. So this team number 2, and basically Rcmon is the one who shared this with me, and I feel like this is probably the best version of team number 2. Resonating Spell for the Marilee, we kind of figured that out, that Marilee was the harder hitting damage dealer, so it's better to have her with Resonating Spell as compared to Corin. Okay, now for this one, Sinbad is going to be your other carry on the buff tile. You want to have your hardest hitting damage dealers on the buff tiles because they deal 40% bonus damage to the boss. Now for the other heroes here, this is where things become really interesting. Now, we might not have the optimal charms for this, but this is the team that Rcmon shared with me. Basically, Faye to buff up the attack, and I think a lot of people are using Faye in this Ravaged Realm because she provides attack buff to your allies with her ultimate cast, and that can increase the damage that they deal. Basically, she's like a good support for the team. Cassidy also can be good. Like, I guess, I don't know, she has more damage. And she is basically in the last tile here, so she will be the last one to be devoured by the Harak. However, we don't have really the optimal charms for Cassidy. We also don't have her plus 10 exclusive equipment, which is kind of a big breakpoint for her damage. So we might not be able to get a new score because our previous best score was 104 billion. But basically, these are the teams I want to show you that are doing really well. Okay, so we're going to try this run. We only have 2 attempts left, but I want to test this. Okay. So I think there's also RNG involved that we found out in the first video, like basically testing that we did, because if your heroes get taken below, like to a lower health ratio, then they can be targeted by the Devour of Harak. But here it was good that first we devoured the Illusion, but now not good that we devoured the Cassidy next, but because she's not plus 10 exclusive equipment, hopefully it's fine. I think you just want Faye to live for as long as possible, but it looks like Faye actually is going to go down and actually get devoured. So Frester and Illusion are alive, but their damage output is kind of low because this is not really a boss that has technically a high amount of HP, even though it seems like the HP is infinite, but basically HP per second damage dealers just don't do very well in this fight. So for our first team, if you can get over 56 billion damage, that's a crazy score. And right now, we're getting kind of close to it, but not really enough. Like maybe 50, almost 55 billion. Which is not bad, because our team number 2 should be better than any team number 2 we've ever tried before. But like, if we want to get a new record, this team would have to get 50 billion, which I think is way too much to ask for. But this team is probably the strongest second team that you can have, because it's going to ramp up Marilee and Corin as much as possible. And Sonya herself deals good damage as well. Okay, 58 seconds left. I really want to set a new record, but I think it's going to be difficult. Yeah, because 104 billion is the record for this account. But it might be some RNG involved in it. Yeah, okay, we just need 50 billion. We just need 50 billion. Can we somehow manage to do it? This second team is crazy. This second team is honestly insane. It's carrying us. But now the problem is, as you go further and further, Marilee takes more damage. Your damage, like, slows down a lot. And so we're not going to probably be able to get up to 50 billion, but we get really close. Like, this is close to... Oh, come on, 50 billion! 50 billion! Did we set a new record? I think we're really close to your new record. We're so close. It's 104 billion, basically tying our previous record. And honestly, I think our first team did not do very well, having Cassidy getting devoured so early on. And this was like with a +1, +0 exclusive equipment Faye, and a +5 exclusive equipment Cassidy. So definitely there's room for improvement. And they don't have any complete magic charm bonus either. Sinbad does. Sinbad did good work, and also, basically, Sinbad gets devoured, like, he survives pretty much the whole fight, and so his debuffs are going to be value there for you to increase Heroic's damage. That is basically the idea, but we wanted Freyasto's illusion and Freyasto to be devoured faster. We did not want Faye and Cassidy to be devoured so quickly. Yeah, we almost got a new record with this team. Team number 2 is pretty much optimized, but I think you might want to give skill power to Corrin. But this, any basically set that you have that gives him more damage, like this one does give him attack percent, is going to be a good option. Merrily, and even these Merrily charms are probably not optimal. It's probably better to give her the overloaded charms for the haste and crit damage boost, but let's take a look at the charms we have to see whether we can get any improvement here. But this seems to be one of the best teams right now. And, yeah, that is really cool. Okay, we have one overloaded charm. Here we don't have one. And on the right, we also don't have one. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to complete the set today. We don't have enough Branko Essence to do that. And for Corrin, do we have any other charm set that we could equip to him? Yeah, I'm thinking about the skill power, to be honest, because the attack is good, but skill power is going to increase his crit damage boost from the airstrike. And also it increases the true damage from the Defiance charge. So I was thinking maybe this could be a better option, but I'm not sure. And also keep in mind, his Sonya is not on the Arcane Charms. Arcane Charms would boost this as well, because that would give her more attack and she would deal more damage. We got so close to breaking our record, and getting 104 billion is an amazing score, because that's basically tying our record at this point. So I don't know. I think I'm not going to do another attack, because who knows, there might be even another better team that comes out and he might want to save his final attack, because we only have one attack left. But basically this is kind of the thing, and even right now he's ranked 3 in the district, which is pretty crazy. But the other ones are quite a bit higher. But it could be that they have like a plus 10 exclusive equipment Cassidy, they could have optimal charms, they could have like Faye at Supreme Plus, because our Faye is not even at Supreme Plus yet. So definitely there's a lot of room for improvement for this team. Let's go ahead actually and take a look at the replay and see what went wrong and what we would want to happen differently. Because you're going to notice that basically Freyasto hardly deals any damage. He only deals like 4 or so billion damage, even surviving the whole fight. So you actually want the Freyasto to be devoured. You don't want you to devour the Faye or Cassidy first. The good thing is everyone's at full health, so then Heroic devours the Freyasto illusion. That's perfect. But now what we would want to happen is we would want the Freyasto actually main or illusion to be devoured right now. We don't want the devour of Cassidy, because she would be probably a higher damage output than having the Freyasto be killed here. And we don't want Faye to be devoured either, but the thing is Faye just takes too much damage. So she was bound to be devoured. Maybe also because she's not Supreme Plus. She's only at plus 0 exclusive equipment. So she's bound to like get devoured early on. But the problem is then you have a lower uptime of your attack buffs. And if you could have it for longer, that would be better. So really interesting teams. Like, I like the team number 2 a lot though. I feel like having Sonya buffing up Merrily and Corrin, it's a really good option. And team number 1, it makes the most sense to have Sinbad along with Heroic to basically power up his debuffs. So let's go ahead and actually show it the formation to you again. And think about any improvements here. When we take a look at the other heroes here, Temesia, I was trying Temesia because I thought she'd be good. I thought her damage is not bad output. Okay, let's try one more team. I really want to try, but we only have one attempt left. And then I feel bad if we waste the attempt. Yeah, I do want to try. Like, Temesia did around 5 billion damage in the team testing we did. Also, she provides some physical defense reduction, which will increase Sinbad and Heroic's damage by a little bit, but it's only a minor defense reduction, 6% at maximum. Vala doesn't really do that well. I don't think Vala is going to be a great option. But, like, what is Cassidy actually providing? The knockup is not valuable, but it might be that she helps you clear the tentacles a little bit quicker. And Blessed and Ally. Yeah, I mean, Cassidy does seem good. She seems like a good option, but I think you could replace Cassidy and Faye for like Temesia and Vala, for example, and the team should still do pretty well. But basically, Rowan is actually not good. And that's something I always thought Rowan is amazing, that Lightbearer comps, but that's only if he's on the buff tile. And on this boss, you should not put him on the buff tile, because then you miss out on this bonus damage from the Prime Carrier. And yeah, team number 2 is that. Sinbad on the buff tile does make sense, because then he's basically ensured not to be devoured for the whole fight. And that is important. That is going to give you the maximum amount of debuffs. But I am also tempted to try something like this. Like, Sinbad should still not be devoured right up until the end. And Cassidy this way would be probably maybe safer. And she would be able to get off her value. And get off decent damage. So yeah, guys. Anyway, this is one of the top teams currently. But I think there are some other ones going around. But basically, I think Sinbad on team number 1 with the Hurok makes the most sense. And having a positioning like this, Fresto in front of the Hurok, main Fresto. And then 2 other heroes, like Cassidy Face seem to be working well. But Temesia Vala could be potential options. Temesia Rowan, things like that would not be bad. And team number 2, it does look like this team is the best. Almost getting 50 billion damage is crazy. Merrily, Sonya, and Corrin. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to update you with like these teams which are doing really well. But basically, the idea is that these are probably the heroes you're going to want to get the charms on. Not necessarily Temesia and Vala, although I think they could have a place here. And even Rowan, I don't know if he's actually the best option. But basically, it could be any of these heroes. It could be Temesia, Vala, or Rowan as well. Muriel seems like not really needed. It seems like Muriel is not really needed because her damage is not going to be super high compared to the other heroes we're running here. And the other heroes are kind of providing more. So Muriel probably is a hero you can pass on getting the charms of, but Vala, Temesia, Rowan, you could think about getting them, but I would begin by getting the charms of these. And also, you need to get the charms of the heroes which deal the most damage. So Hurok deals the most damage, so you need to complete its charm set, which are the balance charms for Dream Realm, and I guess they're being used here as well. And then Sinbad, Gale charms, although his damage output is not that high, so even if you don't get them, it's not a big deal. Over here, this is really important. I think if you got merely overloaded charms, they should be doing better than these mystic charms. And Corrin, I mean, any charm set would be good. Like, these give attack, or give skill power, or give attack speed, give anything like that. And arcane charms for Sonya, of course, also for Dream Realm. So those are the key charms for the Aurora squad, basically. And I'll make a video with, like, what basically I have of all the best teams for the 4 different squads, and what are the priority of charm order, like which ones you should be going for first. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.